Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It's hump day. We are halfway through the week, and I don't know why this week has felt like a long week to me. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. And honestly, it's not even the week in general. It's just at work. I feel like the days are just dragging on. Once I get out of work, though, it goes by pretty fast. But regardless of that, I'm happy that it's Wednesday. I'm happy that we're halfway through the week. We're almost to the weekend. I almost am able to breathe a little easy for a couple of days because I don't have to go into work. So y'all pray for me though, because work has been a tinge stressful lately. But yeah, all in all though, I'm still feeling blessed. So yes, let's get right into our goal for today. As always, God is blessing us. He's always going to be blessing us. Today's goal is to be relatable. Okay, be relatable. And what does that mean? To be relatable, it means that someone can relate to you. Okay, so let's dial it back. What does it mean to relate to someone or to something? It means that you have a connection with them. In simplest terms, it means that you have a connection with someone or something, because it doesn't always have to be a person. So when you think about your relation to your family members, you have a connection to them by blood, really, and through your parents, even distant relatives. You're related to them through, your grandparents or whatever. If you think of your work, your job, you have a connection to them because that's where you work. So anybody at your job you're connected with in some sense. I mean, not a tight connection, but you're connected through the organization that you guys work through. So when we're talking about being relatable today, though, we're talking about building those relationships and building those connections with the people that God has purposed for us to build them with. That part, that last clause, that God has purposed for us to build connections with, that is probably the most important part about being relatable or building relationships or building connections with people. Because on one hand, it's great, it's positive to build connections with people and to allow people to come in and give you encouraging words and advice and fuel your passions and you to fuel their passions. Okay, and I'm not just talking about intimate relationships, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, all that stuff. I'm not just talking about that. I'm also talking about friendships. I have a lot of friends that fuel my passions, that speak words of advice into me, and then that just kind of uplift me, allow me to let loose a little bit and relax around them. So those friendships are good. Those relatives that you have are good. Even those personal relationships that you have are good. So all of those are good. However, if God has not purposed for them to come into your life and for you to build a connection with, let me say it that way. If God has not purposed for them to have a connection with you, you don't need to be relatable to them. Okay, you do not need to be. That is where, honestly, ungodly soul ties come in, and that's a whole nother lesson for a whole nother day. If you want to look up some information, though, always just Google ungodly soul ties. I think, I want to say Paula White has a message or something, has a sermon or something about ungodly soul ties, but you can look into it. What ungodly soul ties are and how they affect our spirits, our souls, how they just affect our life. We do not want to make connections with ungodly soul ties. Ungodly soul ties, for those people who know what they are not just sexual relationships either. They can be anything that God has not purposed and designed to come into your life that will result in you building a closer relationship with Him. Those are ungodly soul ties. So when we're talking about being relatable, we want to relate to godly soul ties, things that will, all in all, allow our purpose to go forward and allow us to be closer to Christ, honestly. So our focus today for being relatable is going to be trying to figure out areas in our lives where we can either build stronger connections with people, so relate more to people. And again, you got to pray, because not everybody is deserving of you relating to them or you building a connection to them, even your family members. And I'm just going to drop that right there. So you have to, our focus today is going to be searching those areas in our life, all areas in our life, of places that we can build a better connection with or build a better relation with. And then areas that We have a strong connection with them, but we don't need to have a strong connection with them. Okay? So understand who you need to be relatable with and who you need to pull back from. Okay? So that's our goal for today, is to be relatable. Hope everyone has a fabulous Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.